Rob Frazier here, back with another training. This right here is actually going to tie into the other course that I've done for the traffic, the Master Traffic Institute. The other one was content marketing, and this right here is a very close relation to that, because what I'm going to be talking about is solo ads. I'm going to talk about their purpose, and I'm going to really talk about different pieces of the solo ad, and that's also going to apply to content marketing as well. So if you haven't watched my other course, within the Traffic Institute, the Master Traffic Institute, make sure you go watch it. But also understand that both of these strategies that I teach in this course is what I've done basically to go from zero to regular six-figure years. And this is consistent, continuous, and it is something that I am still doing today. So I do want to talk a little bit about solo ads, because there's so much conjecture, there's so many different people out there with different opinions. Some people say it works, some people say it doesn't work, some people say everybody's reselling everything and the leads are beat up and reused, and there's all sorts of rumors going around. My thing is, when you're starting out with solo ads, understand that it is a strategy. The idea, the way to make money in this industry is to get your business in front of as many people as you can in a manner that is efficient as possible. I know I just said a mouthful there, but to make money, the only thing you have to do in this arena, this industry, whatever business you're promoting, is to simply show the business to as many people as you can in a manner that is efficient. Okay? So understand that, and I'm going to pick a strategy that traditional network marketers like doing, which is called the three-way phone call. So, or actually, I'm going to use hotel meetings as an example. People who use that strategy, their whole idea is to pack as many people as they can into a hotel room to show the plan. Now, understand that those people, bringing people to the hotel meeting is, in my opinion, a bit inefficient, because you're going to have to invite so many people, and then of those people you invited, a percentage of them are going to show up, because not everyone's going to show up. You know, you invite 2 people, 0 people are going to show up. You invite 10, you may get 1 person to show up, and it's usually kind of reluctant because they know they're about to be pitched something. You invite 20 people, you may get 7 people to actually show up. And then of those 7 people to show up, you may get 1 person that's interested in your offer. That takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of phone calls, driving, picking up people, getting lunch, things like that. It's a bit inefficient, if you ask me. Now, there's no reason why you can't make that strategy successful, but the point is, this industry, there's so many stats going around, but about 95% of people are not full-time. 95% of people are not full-time. Go down the list of people in this industry, and a lot of people have jobs, they're working, they're doing different things. I will tell you, if you don't know my background, I am full-time. I've got out of Marine Corps after 5 years. I served in the Marine Corps 12 years, and I got out about 5 years ago. I get numbers messed up in my head. And for 4.5 of those years, I was highly unsuccessful. And it wasn't until I started regularly doing and using solo ads, which got me on the map, basically, and got me full time. So I am in that top 5% of income earners in this industry. And the thing is, anyone can do it if you just follow these simple strategies. So understand that. Also, solo ads, nothing to be afraid of. This is a paid marketing strategy. Now, my other module, content marketing, is a free marketing strategy. Understand this, all of these strategies is going to cost you something. It's either going to cost you money or it's going to cost you time. And in my opinion, time is more valuable than money. Time is more valuable than money. You can't get time back. You can get money back. So just understand that. So if you're looking for a great way to build your business, solo ads is it. Now, also, there's so many different sites. I'm not going to get into any specific because there's so many different sellers out there, so many different sites you can go to, so many people you can order solo ads from. One thing I do, you can go on Facebook and in a search bar, type in solo ad testimonials. So you will find Facebook groups with people who are giving testimonials from other solo ad sellers. That right there would be a great place to start. Here is a great place to start, Udemy solo ads. But there's so many different places out there to get solo ads from. So, and also understand that, yes, this is a paid strategy. And before I get into that, I want to clarify a few things. In the beginning, I was blogging, I was doing YouTube videos, I was posting on social media, I was trying to talk to people offline, very unsuccessful. And I was marketing, I was still marketing online. What did it for me was I finally bit the bullet and I bought a 50-click solo ad. I think it was 50 or 100 clicks. I don't remember which one it was. And it was $30, my very first solo ad. I was hearing about the strategy for so long, then I finally decided to do it. And then I put down $30. And no, I'm sorry. It was a $17. I take it back. It was a $17 solo ad for 50 clicks. $17 for 50 clicks. Now just think about this. $17. If you're working, if you're, drinking Starbucks coffee every day, if you're, if you smoke cigarettes, it's very easy and reasonable for the average person to have at least $17 a week for traffic. $17 is not a lot of money, and it's a tax write-off as well. Consult your local tax person. This is my disclaimer. I'm not that guy. So what I did, $17, my very first solo ad, it was 50 clicks. I woke up the next morning and I had 17 leads hit my email inbox because my autoresponder, every time I get a lead, it sends me an email. 17 leads within like 10, 11 minutes. And that right there just floored me because I was doing videos, I was doing blogs, I was spending so much time writing articles and posting them all over social media and things like that. And I'd maybe get 1 to 2 to 3 leads a day. To go from at the absolute most 3 leads a day to 17 leads within 10 minutes, right there I was sold. And it just blew my mind. 17 leads in 10 minutes. And I was barely doing that within 2 weeks. So basically I took 2 weeks worth of content marketing and I shortened it down into 10 minutes. Now also understand, for my content, now that it's built up, I'm averaging 25 to 50 leads just for my content on a daily basis. But that took an enormous amount of effort. I have over 1,800 videos out there. I have over 3,500 articles, blog posts, social media posts, just so much content, written content out there on the internet. And that's where that's coming from. So it was a way to get a lot of leads in a short amount of time. And it was super simple, super easy. And what I did in the beginning, I just made it a game. So what I did, I didn't focus on getting signups in my business. I didn't focus on, if I was making my money back or anything. The only thing I focused on was the amount of clicks I would buy each week. Now, all of this is going to tie in, because when I get to actually talking about a solo ad swipe, there's a little bit of psychology there, but I'm going to explain exactly how to do it. But all of this that I'm giving you now is going to get your mind right about solo ads. What I did was I made it a game. So that very first week, $17 for 50 clicks. That was the start. So I said, okay, fine. This week I did 50 clicks. Next week I'm going to shoot for 75 clicks. And then once I finally hit that 75 clicks, next week I'm going to shoot for 100 clicks. And again, I wasn't focusing on signups. I wasn't focusing on sales. I was just focusing on the amount of clicks I was getting each week. So the next week I would shoot for 100, then I'd finally get it, either that next week or the next week after that, then 125, 150, 200, 250, 500, 1,000. And then from there, I just kept scaling up. The most clicks I was buying, I was to a point where I was buying 10,000 clicks a week. 10,000 clicks a week. And the only thing I did was just scale up what I was doing with solo ads. And that is the absolute truth. And that's it. I was doing my content marketing and I was buying my solo ads, and I just made it a game. All right, I got 50 clicks this week. Next week I'm going to go for 75. Finally hit 75, 100. And then I tell that same story to my leads, and I would show them my system, and I would explain this to my folks. If you watched my content marketing course, you know that I talk about telling your story to create engagement and document what you're doing with your story. And this is the same exact thing, except now that I'm talking, what am I doing for traffic? You see what I'm saying? Even this video course right here, I'm telling my story. This is exactly what I've done, and it is exactly what I'm still currently doing right now today. So, understanding all of that, laying that out, I just made it a game. And what I would do is, once I did start making money, once income started coming in, I would take at least 40% of my profits, commissions, whatever you want to call that, and immediately buy more traffic. A lot of people make the mistake. They make a little bit of money, they go spend it. No, you do not do that. You make a little bit of money, you take a percentage, not all, just a percentage of it. In my case, 40%. I would take 40%, immediately buy more advertising, and that right there allowed me to buy those more clicks and scale up my business. And it's just that simple. Now, getting into what I was briefly touching on a few minutes ago, some people, talk about some solo ads is trash traffic. Some of it is bot traffic. Some of it is this. Some of it is that. You are going to have to shop around and see what sources are out there. That's why I said go to Facebook groups and find people, solo ad testimonial groups, solo ad testimonials, because people who buy solo ads have success. They're giving a testimony about a certain seller. They're a good seller, so go find them, and then just keep testing and tracking and scaling and going from there. So understand that, and also it's a numbers game. don't want to just say it's just a numbers game because there's so much behind it. But in the beginning, you just need to show the business to as many people as you can in a manner that is highly efficient. Remember, 50 clicks, 17 leads within 10 minutes, and I ultimately got like 30, 35 leads from that 50 click order. It would have took a lot longer to get 35 leads at that point in time, just relying on my content marketing. Now, if I buy, 2,000, 3,000 clicks, I know that I'm at least getting 40% of those people to opt in, and at least 10 to 15% of those guys to sign up in my business. Now, understand that this is a strategy and it's not a one-time shot. A couple extra things here. Some people would come to me, they say, hey, Rob, I'm getting a tax return, and I'm going to take my full tax return and buy traffic. And I tell them all the time, don't waste your money. Don't do it. Don't be stupid. Don't take all of your whole tax return, your 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever it is, and buy clicks. I would rather, and write this down. I would rather you buy a small amount of clicks every single week. If you're just starting out, buy a small amount of clicks every single week. I would rather you buy 25 clicks every single week than taking a tax return and buying 5,000 clicks one week, because that's a hope mentality. It's that saying, if you throw enough crap against the wall, some of it's bound to stick. That's the poor mentality. The better way of doing it is taking a small amount week after week after week and consistently doing it. And it's the same thing with my content marketing. And I'm gonna go back and forth because these are my two courses, because these are the two things that I've done. Every single day, put out a video or a blog or something and link it all together. And then every single week in the beginning, I would buy a solo ad. Then I got to a point where I was buying a solo ad every single day. Then I got to a point where I was buying multiple solo ads every single day. Once I got up to a point where I was buying 700 clicks a week, instead of buying 700 clicks one time every single week, I would buy 100 clicks every single day. Now, a couple other things too. I buy solo ads 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 366 days on leap years. I don't, some people will tell you only 4 days a week. So for example, there's another leader I know who recommends Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, never on a holiday. Me, I have a different mentality because I know where I came from, and I know there's people out there on the internet desperately searching for an opportunity, even on Christmas, New Year's. That if you celebrate those holidays, there's always somebody out there looking for something, and why not you be that person they find? So understanding all that, this is a strategy that's best when worked consistently. So the number one thing to write down under solo ads: consistency trumps everything else. Consistency trumps everything else. Consistency trumps everything else. Consistency trumps everything else. If you can only buy $17 solo ad every single week, then do it. Do that and tell your team, talk about it, document it on YouTube, put it in a video, put it in a blog post, talk about it on social media, email your leads, tell them where you got them from, and just consistently work that plan until you can scale up to the next level. And in the beginning, just focus on those click amounts. Every single week I was getting 50. Then I finally got up to 75. Then I finally got to 100. Then I finally got to where I'm ordering 1,000 clicks a week. And at that point, if you're ordering 1,000 clicks a week, you're getting regular signups. I don't care what it is you're promoting. If you're ordering that amount of clicks and you have a solid offer and you structure your solo ad the way I'm going to talk to you about here, and you're using a Power Lead system and you're creating your own custom capture pages, which I'm going to briefly talk about, there's no reason to not be successful at that point. And that's the only thing you've done was just scale up your marketing. Anybody can do that. If you get paid from a job every single Friday, every other Friday, take a tiny amount and put it into paid traffic. Every week, every 2 weeks, whatever it is, put it into traffic. Just take a small little amount. Stop drinking Starbucks. Go to Walmart and get a big thing of Walmart coffee. Stop drinking your $6 Starbucks. Get a $6 tub of coffee from Walmart, and then that's an extra. All that money can go towards a solo ad. And then over time, you'll get to a place where you can go buy multiple Starbucks coffees 4 and 5 times a day, like I can, because you worked yourself out of a job. So that being said, we're going to get right into it. Got my little Walmart coffee there. I still do it half the time. So solo ads, very, very simple. What is a solo ad? Basically, other marketers have a bigger email list. And so what you're doing is you're going to take an ad and you're going to email that marketer's list. So there's other marketers with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You're basically going to tap into their traffic source and to kind of scrape, get some of their leads onto your email list. And all it is an email. All it is an email. And I'm going to use one of my examples here. Also understand that there's some people, they look at solo ads and they connect it to the opportunity. And I tell folks all the time, the solo ad should be connected and branded to you, not the opportunity. And you'll see that. So another thing, so number 1, consistency trumps everything else. Number 2, use your story in the solo ad. Use your story in a solo ad. Use your story in a solo ad. So number 1, under solo ads, consistency trumps everything else. Number 2, use your story in the solo ad and connect everything to you. People join people they know, like, and trust. How do you create engagement, which was part of my content marketing course? So if you haven't watched that course, make sure you do. It's the same way in a solo ad. A lot of people think, oh, they joined this new business. I need to tell you about this new health drink. I need to tell you about this magical pill. I need to tell you about this cryptocurrency and what it can do. No, you tell your story as a person to get people's attention. You people are tired of hype. People are sick and tired of hey, my simple system cranks out $1,000 commissions like clockwork. People are tired of that. Be yourself, be real, be you, tell your story. More people will opt in out of curiosity, which is what you want. So understand that. So number 1, consistency trumps everything else. And underneath that, write down, make it a game with the clicks. Number 2, use your story within the solo ad. We already talked about what a solo ad is. Basically, it's an email you're using to email another marketer's list who has a lot of people on it. And you're going to basically pay for a certain amount of clicks. So what's happening is, in my case, say I bought 100 clicks and I sent this solo ad. What's going to happen is one guy or gal, whoever I buy the solo ad from, is going to take my email, put it on a special type of web form, and email it out until I get 50 people to click on my email. Not opt-ins, clicks. Not opt-ins, clicks. Okay, so just understand that. Now, a couple things here. I want to pull up basically my capture page. So understand that the only purpose The only purpose of a solo ad is to get people to your capture page. Now we're going to break that down and we're going to chunk it down. The solo ad consists of three things. It consists of a subject line. It consists of a body. And then it consists of a call to action. So getting into it. So on your piece of paper, if you're writing this down, I hope you are. Number one, consistency trumps everything else. Number two, use your story within the solo ad. And then number three, solo ads consist of three things. Subject line, the email body, and then a call to action. Three things. So you got subject line, dash, email body, dash, call to action, dash. And I'm going to just talk about those real quick. The subject line. Just think about this. The subject line, this is of an email. If you're thinking about content marketing, it's the same thing. It's the subject line. It's the title. The only purpose of the email subject line is to get people to open an email, period. The only purpose of the email subject line is to get people to open the email, period. The only reason, the only purpose of this email, of this subject line, is to get people to click on it to open an email, period. You do not want to talk about business. You do not want to have numbers. You do not want to have hype. You just want to, the only purpose is to get people to open this email. Now, looking at my subject line here, former Marine, I get the marbles out of my mouth, all hyper off of, trying to keep it down. Also, if I'm a little subdued, it's because I got a little baby in the other room and I'm trying not to yell and scream at the computer too much. And I know some people just don't like being yelled at when I'm teaching. So former Marine breaks it down, and then I have Barney style. So in the Marine Corps, we had a saying, break it down Barney style. That means when you're teaching something, break it down by the numbers. You know, if I got to get in a purple dinosaur, if I got to get out the crayons and draw things just to get people to understand something, that's what you got to do. So we used to always say that saying, break it down Barney style. So I included it in my solo ad. Former Marine breaks it down Barney style. Now, if you notice, every single, it's like a title as well. You know, the title of a book, all of the main words are capitalized. And also, you see here, I have Barney style within brackets. That is to make an impact on the email inbox. I know after this video, probably quite a few people are going to start using those brackets, but that gets attention. That just draws your eye a little bit. That's just a little something to kind of, you know, make you double check, double look, you know, double take, or whatever you want to call it. And again, the only purpose of that subject line is to get people to open the email. In the email inbox, it can be cluttered. So you got to cut through the noise as best you can, and don't overdo it with little special characters or anything like that. Just something clean. I like the brackets here, you know, former Marine breaks it down, and then I have Barney style in brackets. That right there is just enough, because some people get obnoxious with it and they'll come here and they do this and they do that and do that. That'll click off the spam filters and your email will go away. Or people will look at that and they'll just see a bunch of hype. Compare that right there. Like, how do you feel looking at this right here? Matter of fact, how do you feel looking at that? Would you open that email, or would you open that email? It's a lot more clean, comes across a little bit professional. See what I'm saying? So the only purpose of the subject line is to get people to open an email. And you can see there how I tied in my story with that subject line. I'm a former Marine, spent 12 years in the Marine Corps. We had a saying, break it down Barney style. All of that I communicated in that one little subject line. In fact, if you're watching this email or watching this training and you're in Power Lead System, get in a Facebook group, the Power Lead System Facebook group, and reach out to me if you are having issues including your story in your solo ad. I will help you free of charge. It doesn't matter if there's 10 million people in the Power Lead System group, because it's real easy to take your story and to chunk it down so you can get attention. So, former Marine breaks it down Barney style. Housewife teaches simple system amid juggling kids. You can apply to anything. Post office man serves up daily strategies for increasing ... What I'm saying is basically just different examples. So for example, for Marine breaks it down Barney style, postal worker delivers daily strategy ... And I'm gonna put delivers daily in my little brackets. And this is just me going off the top of my head. I wasn't even planning on putting this in the training here. But you can see that. Postal workers delivers daily strategy. So you think about a postal worker, mailman, mail carrier. They deliver the mail every single day. You see what I'm saying? You just tie that into your system here. Here's one. Garbage collector collects weekly ... I would open that email. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's it doesn't matter if you haven't reached a level of success yet or not. What you're simply doing is using your story to tie it in to your solo ad to get more people exposed to what it is you're doing. Now, once you do something like that, they open the email. Okay, so now hopefully I kind of painted a clear picture. The only purpose of the email subject line, get people to open the email. Once you get into the email, very simple. This is what I simply do. It doesn't matter what business I'm promoting. Doesn't matter what system I'm promoting. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm not even talking about it. The only thing I do is introduce myself, tell a tiny bit of my story. Some people want to tell their whole life story. No, just 1 or 2 paragraphs, 3, 4 sentences max, and a call to action. So the number 1, subject line. Only purpose of the subject line is get people to open an email. Then 2, the email body. The only purpose of the email body, to introduce yourself and to get people to introduce yourself, tell your story, kind of the same, and to get people to click on that call to action. You're not talking about your business. You're not talking about your special pills. You're not talking about your travel plan. You're not talking about your success course. You just want people to click that call to action and to look at your capture page, period. That's all you're doing. So you're here. Here's my story. My name's Rob Frazier from Oceanside, California. Spent 12 years in the Marine Corps, now work from home full time. I'm all about breaking things down by the numbers and helping my team. So if you remember my subject line, former Marine breaks it down Barney style. So I tie it, it's congruent. Congruency is key. Also put a little star. Congruency is key. Congruency. So we got consistency and then we got congruency. If you don't know what that means, get a dictionary, look it up. Consistency and congruency. Congruency is key. So my name is Rob Frazier from Oceanside, California. Spent 12 years in the Marine Corps, now work from home full time. I'm all about breaking things down by numbers, helping my team. That's my intro. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't talk about this. I don't talk about, that's it. 2 sentences. You introduce your whole, what you're representing in 2 sentences. And when I said 4 sentences max, That's the whole email-ish. Using this system, I've gone from earning using this system, I have gone from earning 500 per month to now over 500 per day using this simple system. What will 500 a day do for your business and life? See my automated system here. I'll personally be in touch, and I put my name at the bottom. Now, here's a whole bunch of stuff here. Number one, the email is small, it's chunked, and easy to read. I'm not writing large paragraphs because people aren't going to read. People do not want to read large blocks of text. I just get straight to the point, tell my story, talk about my system, click here, done. That's it. I'm not talking about what it is. I'm not talking about my juicy juice or my shaky shake or my magic pills or my travel plan or my cryptocurrency or my trading bots or anything like that. I just introduce myself and I use my story again, and I tie it into my marketing system. And the only reason I'm going to bring up my capture page is because I want to talk about that point that I said earlier, congruency. What would 500 a day do for your business and life? And when I click on my capture page, 500 a day. Now, the only reason I'm showing this is just so you can understand my example there. Everything lines up. So your capture page, especially if you're using, because this right here is a Power Lead System capture page. You're using a Power Lead System capture page, right? You can edit the capture pages to tell your story in the page. You can take what your email solo ad was about and use a Power Lead System page, edit the words so it matches everything and it lines up. That's critical, and that's the key. And that's why I also want to keep using the Power Lead System, because it's very simple to just change that capture page to have that congruency. So it's all linked up so you're not disjointed. Now, just see how that sits with you. Just think about that. When you're looking through an email and you click on this, start paying attention. Start looking at other people's subject lines. Start looking at how they tell their story in their email. Start asking yourself, is this something that you want to click on? Or is this something you're just clicking on because you're desperate? You see what I'm saying? Just really start to just sit back and think about what you're looking at here. It is so subtle, but these things work. So backing up, quick review. Subject line. The only purpose is to get people to open an email. Include your story. So I typed in former Marine breaks it down, bracket, Barney style, bracket. And then I tell my story. Also, don't be ashamed of where you're at in the process. I made this thing, housewife. I don't know. I'm fascinated with housewives. Housewife juggles kids and her first $50. Now let me take that back. Her first profitable week. I was going to break my own rule there. You want to shy away from using numbers and especially dollar signs in your email subject lines. So here, housewife juggles kids and her first profitable week. Or let's back this up. If you haven't made money yet, because I know there's a lot of people saying, okay, yeah, that's great when you're successful. What about if I'm just starting out? Housewife juggles kids and her first home system. I'm not saying home business system. I keep it generic, and I include a system in there. I include a story. So if your if your housewife or house husband, I don't know, whatever, but you got kids, or single mom juggles kids and her first home system. And the reason I say home system is because online business system, you put that kind of stuff in the email subject line, people get kind of, You see what I'm saying? But a housewife juggles kids in her first home system. I would click on that because I'm like, well, what do you mean home system? I would click on that. And then here, you know, my name is so-and-so and so-and-so from somewhere in the world. I got 3 kids, and I've come across this simple system that's teaching me how to create income from home. Click here to check it out, and then put your name at the bottom. That right there is a quick solo ad. I tell my story. The email subject line is all about getting people to open an email. The email is all about getting people to click on the capture page, and the capture page is worded similar to what the email says, and the only purpose is just to get people to opt in, period. I'm not talking about my business. When you look at my capture page, you don't know what I'm promoting. I could be promoting anything. It doesn't matter. And that's the point. It doesn't matter when you use the Power Lead system and use those capture pages correctly, and especially with the solo ads. Now, here's a bonus here. I wasn't going to include this in the course, but this is the rubber meets the road. This is it. When you use these solo ads regularly and consistently, you're going to tap into networks of people you would not have otherwise met and introduced your business to. You see what I'm saying? When you use paid marketing, you're going to tap into a whole world of people out there that you would have never come across, who would have never found your content. What you do when you're using paid traffic, such as solo ads, and you're including that content marketing, whenever you create a piece of content, whenever you make a video, whenever you make a blog post, the leads that you're going to start getting from your solo ads, you take that content and you email it to those leads. Those leads who would have never saw your video, never read your blog post, are now reading your video or now reading your blog post and watching your videos. And that creates a solid bridge, because the people that you get through paid traffic and the people you get through organic, through your videos and blog posts, what you're going to do is you're just going to start combining everything. So now you have content marketing, you have solo ads, and then you're just combining the power and emailing that to your email list, which is growing through your videos and growing through your solo ads. It all starts working together. And then you tell your story. We all heard people join people they know, like, and trust. How do you get people to know, like, and trust you? Put out videos, tell your story, write blog posts, just document where you're at in the journey, and people will start gravitating towards you. All the time I tell people of my debt, my story, and my problems. And they come to me, say, hey, Rob, I'm in the same situation. How'd you fix it? And I share my system, and they follow suit. And every single day, more people approach me asking me questions about what I did and how I did it than I can respond back to. Wouldn't that be a good problem to have? So when you combine that solo ad and we combine that content marketing, and you take your content and you email it to your leads that you get through your solo ads, it's a done deal. Write that down as well. So what you should have written down at least. Consistency trumps everything else. Congruency is key. Forgot what the number two thing that I told you to write down. But understand, if you have to go back and rewatch this video, I highly suggest rewatching this, because I put so much, there's so much in here. Consistency is key. Congruency is key. Make it a game every single week. You want to just start somewhere and to go to the next level every single week. Don't shoot for 1,000 clicks a week. Just, if you're starting out, shoot for 50 clicks a week. Once that gets comfortable, shoot for 75 clicks a week, then 100 clicks a week, then 200 clicks a week, and just slowly start scaling it up, right? So you're doing that. Then your solo ad. Number one, Subject line, just get people to open an email. The email body, just to introduce yourself. Tie in a tiny bit of your story, which is introducing yourself, and getting people to click on that call to action, period. And then that call to action is going to go to your Power Lead System capture page, where it's worded to where it's congruent with your solo ad, right? And then if you're following my content marketing strategy, because you watched that content marketing module, you're taking your content and you're emailing it to your lead. So you're just beating your leads over the head with value and content and yourself and your story. People join people they know, like, and trust. How do they get to know, like, and trust you? Through your content, through your written words, through your videos. They see your mannerisms. They see your personality. They see how you write. They see how you speak. They see how you think. They connect with you. And that right there is how you build a profitable business. These two things, that content marketing strategy and this solo ad, is what I have done and what I am still doing right now today. And it has worked for me. I didn't come from a background of network marketers. I didn't come from a background of internet marketers. I spent 12 years in the Marines, and I just got out, got beat up, and I figured out a way. So understand that this solo ad training, this is what I still do. And it doesn't matter if I change businesses, doesn't matter if I promote a new thing every single week, I still use the Power Lead System capture pages. So no matter what it is I'm promoting on the back end, I'm still using the Power Lead System on the front end to collect leads. I can change my business every single week, because the only thing I have to do is go to my capture page and change the business presentation it goes to. You don't need to jump around. You just keep using the Power Lead System, keep building your email list, keep going after these solo ads, and sooner or later, you'll find out your numbers, you'll get in a profit, and you'll be rolling just like everyone else. So that being said, wrapping this training up, please get in the Facebook Power Lead System Facebook group and reach out to me. But this is what I do. And for the Power Lead System folks, reach out to me as well. And I'll help you throw together an email solo ad swipe. One or two. I just have two. Let me go here. I'm not going to save it because I was just kind of playing around with it. I'm actually going to open my second one here. Be sure you want to leave this page. Yes. My second one is from Struggling to Stacking. Same idea. And then, the ad is basically the same, but you see the email subject line. I'm not talking about anything. I just say from struggling to stacking, and then I have stacking in brackets. The only purpose is to get people to open an email. I don't care. So certain percentage of people are going to open an email. Certain percentage of people are going to click on my capture page. Certain amount of people are going to put in a real email address on my capture page. But at the end of the day, I know it's about the numbers. And if I just consistently work this process, I'll find success. So that being said, wrapping this up, it's been an absolute pleasure here showing you these things. And when you take this and you also go through another course I'm going to recommend is Max Steingart's social media. He has the gift of gab. If you can do content, do these solo ads, and go through that Max Steingart training, his course in the Master Traffic Institute, you're hitting it from 3 angles. You're going to be a success in no time, because you got the gift of gab to connect with people in person. You got your email, or you got your solo ads building traffic through paid methods, and then you got your content working for free methods, and it all starts pointing together towards you, towards your business, making you a success. Just follow these strategies consistently. Name's Rob Frazier. I appreciate your time, and we will see you in the Facebook group and the next trainings.